Hey guys, and welcome to the weekly astrology forecast for the week between the 6th of May and the 12th of May. So let's see what the stars have for us and how we can benefit from that. The first really positive, important thing to discuss is that we have already Mercury moving direct. So probably most of you know that Mercury was retrograde for 3 weeks, and after the 3rd of May it's already moving direct. So even though Mercury changes the direction on the 3rd, it may still take a few days before we are able to feel the real improvement, because when the planet is stationary and changes the direction, then it starts to move very slow, and it takes some time before it starts to move with its usual speed. So more and more we should feel during the week that everything in terms of communication, in terms of connecting with others, contracts, negotiations, all this stuff should start to be more and more fluent, more and more positive in general for all of us. So we all have a green light for starting this new project, for being initiative, having these important conversations that you would like to have. And the interesting part is that we have during the whole week Mercury in conjunction with Uranus. So as I said, Mercury is moving very slow, and that's why it will be with Uranus, in conjunction with Uranus, for quite a long time. And yeah, of course, this is a contradictory aspect. Of course, the positive side is that you can have some brilliant, wonderful, inspiring ideas, very original, innovative, and you may feel really inspired to do something, like you can't wait to put your ideas in action, to say it out loud, and to be the one who takes the initiative, because the sign is Aries. This is the sign of our personal initiatives. But on the other hand, the challenging side of Uranus is that it can make us extremely impulsive. Especially combine this with the sign, with Aries, and you will see how this can be really too impulsive combination. So just be prepared that you might be too nervous. Some surprises might happen, both positive or challenging is possible. And this is a time to take fast decisions. So especially when Mercury is already moving direct, this is the time when you shouldn't wait. As long as you have an idea, well, say it out loud, put it into action, start working on that. With this combination, we shouldn't postpone anything. So, as I said, we're going to feel the influence of this aspect during the whole week. Let's see what else do we have. So, Mars is moving in Gemini, and Mars will make two major aspects. So one of the aspects is square with Neptune, and the other is trine with Jupiter. Jupiter is in Libra, Neptune is in Pisces. So of course, the trine with Jupiter is one of the most positive aspects that Mars can make, because Jupiter is the planet of abundance, success, opportunities, growth. So this is a wonderful aspect. Just a second to see. So we have it exact on the 12th, so on Friday, Mars is making an exact aspect with Jupiter, but we're definitely going to feel that during the previous week as well. So that's a wonderful time when you can be, during the whole week, you can be more ambitious, you can be braver. Jupiter can help Mars to be even more decisive and impulsive. And especially in this case, when the trine is in the air signs, it suggests that it's a great time for communication, for writing, everything which includes ideas. If you want to write something, if you want to communicate with others, if you want to start education, this is a wonderful aspect. And we should be more, braver. We shouldn't feel fears. We shouldn't be, hesitating. We should just start doing. The other part, so the other aspect, the square with Neptune, we have this aspect, well, it's exact on the 10th and 11th, so on Wednesday and Thursday, we have an exact square between Mars and Neptune. And this is a challenging aspect. The challenging aspect and side of Neptune is that it creates some kind of illusion, some kind of confusions, some kind of unreal and unreasonable expectations. So just be aware of that, that you may have a really wonderful, you can be really motivated to do something, but think about, is that, if it's reasonable, if things are as you expect them, as you see them, because you can make some kind of mistake. In general, you should be careful with all kind of mistakes, possible, even lies, cheats. So don't take anything for, for absolute true. Check everything, check what others tell you, check your, even your own plans, projects, because you can make some kind of mistake. It is possible. On the other hand, another side of this aspect is that you may not be so motivated to take some actions, because Neptune is a totally unmaterialistic planet. It's very spiritual, great for creativity, for inspiration, but for doing something practical, material, Neptune is not the planet that we need. And when it makes square with Mars, we can lose a little bit our motivation. So we may feel like, well, I'm done with that hard working. I need to take a rest. I'm tired of all this stuff. So on the other hand, this is a great aspect if you want to take a rest, if you want to just, enjoy some practices like meditation, some spiritual activities and this stuff. This aspect is wonderful for swimming, if you want to go swimming somewhere, traveling to a place where there is some kind of water around you, that's a wonderful aspect. And also Mars square Neptune is a great aspect for fishing. So if you have such interest, that's a wonderful aspect for you. We have still Venus during the whole week. Venus will be in Aries, which suggests that, Venus in Aries is not in a strong position. So when Venus is there, it's a little bit more difficult for us to control our emotions. We might be too, explode with these emotions, and sometimes it's not useful. So just be aware of that. Try to control yourself more, and avoid these emotional explosions. Let's see what else do we have. Another aspect, interesting aspect, is the trine between the Sun and Pluto. So the Sun in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. This trine, we can see that is in the earth signs. So it suggests that that's a great aspect for some kind of work, for something material that you would like to create and to build up. And it's a very supportive aspect if you want to influence people, because Pluto, the positive side of Pluto is that it can allow you to to influence a big groups of people. So if you want to do something important that includes others, to attract them, this is a wonderful aspect. And again, the results can be really visible, measurable, material results, including financial. So that's a wonderful aspect. It can help us to be more organized, to be really strict, accurate in everything. So this aspect, can partly balance the tough square between Mars and Neptune, because if Mars Neptune squaring each other is related with possible laziness, unmotivation for work, confusions, and so on. On the other hand, this beautiful trine between the Sun in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn can balance this. So it might be tough, you may need to take a rest, things may not be as you have planned them. But on the other hand, this wonderful trine in the earth signs can help us to achieve material visible results, to be more grounded and to be more concrete in the things that we would like to achieve. And what else do we have? Of course, we have Mercury trining Saturn during the whole week as well. This is also a positive aspect for being more grounded, concrete, focused, and practical. So that's another aspect that can balance the square between Mars and Neptune. And let's see what is happening with the moon. So on the 6th, this is the situation on the 6th, we have around noon New York time, we have the transit moon entering Libra. And the moon will stay there so until the 8th, which is Monday. So basically during the whole weekend, the transit moon is in Libra. From one side, this is a great transit, it's related with harmony, with searching for our balance, for love, relationships. So that's a fantastic aspect, transit actually. If you want to spend time with your partner or with friends or for something artistic, that's wonderful. Also, we have Jupiter in Libra, which increases even more the positive emotions, the positive experiences, the success of your projects or even small things that you are about to start during these days. The only thing we should be careful about is that we have the ruler of the sign Venus in the opposite sign. So while the moon is in Libra, it will make opposition with the Venus in Aries. And it makes it even more important to focus on our relationship. So if you want to have a conversation with your partner or with a close person, this aspect can really support that, push you a little bit, but keep in mind that there might be like some kind of possible conflict. These are not the conflicts of Mars or Uranus or even Saturn. These conflicts are more related with everyone's saying what they have to say in order to find solutions that suits the two sides. So this aspect actually can be very constructive for all of us, especially in terms of relationships and communicating with others. On Monday, on the 8th, which will happen, so basically at evening time, on Monday and then Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the transit moon moving in Scorpio. And that's a different situation because Scorpio is the most dramatic sign related with some kind of intense emotions, but sometimes they can exhaust us. So be prepared that you might be over emotional, you might be overreacting during these days, and you should be careful how you express yourself. We shouldn't forget that we have also a full moon on Wednesday, but we are going to discuss that additionally. And so on Thursday around noon, we have the transit moon entering Sagittarius. So from Thursday, the second half of Thursday, and on Friday, we have the transit moon moving in Sagittarius. And this is a wonderful transit, which can be like, freeing in some way. If you have felt a little bit gloomy, a little bit sad, depressed, or something like that, when the moon enters Sagittarius, usually there is some kind of positive shift that happens. The energy is not so intense, not so heavy for all of us. We should feel more optimistic. We should feel more enthusiastic about something. So that's actually a wonderful transit. And finally, I wanted to say that we have a very beautiful configuration on Wednesday and Thursday. So we have an aspect configuration between so including only green aspects. So here we have the transit sun in Taurus, which makes a green aspect with Jupiter. The sun makes also the same green aspect with Saturn, and Jupiter and Saturn are also making a green aspect with each other. So these aspects, so the sun, Jupiter, and the sun, Saturn, they are biquintiles. So it's 144 degrees, and Jupiter, Saturn make quintile, which is 72 degrees. And these aspects are very special. They are not from the famous, they are not so well known, but at the same time they can be very important. And the most interesting about this configuration, about these aspects in general, is that they bring some new opportunities for changes. These are the aspects of the changes, but the difference is that you're not forced to do these changes. You have the options. So you can make your choices. You are not, pushed to do that, but it doesn't mean that if you miss the options, it's just nothing is happening. Well, it may turn out that it can bring to some kind of problems or, some kind of challenges. So just be more open to all kind of new opportunities, and use these aspects to make some kind of change. And Jupiter, Saturn are the two social planets. So it suggests that this is a time when you can think about your career. Some important changes in terms of careers may happen for all of us, and especially in some kind of, more social topics, more social areas. And with the sun making aspects with both of these planets at the same time, this is, like more about your personal achievements in career and all kind of social areas. So we can use it, and this can be very constructive for all of us. Thank you very much for watching this video. I believe these were the most important transits during the week, and I will wait for you next week again. Bye.